everybody doing?
What's happening?
I hope all is well. I hope your weekend is going great. How's your weekend going?
I'm well.
That's good.
Mm.
I'm so glad your weekend is going well.
Are you now?
I am.
Well,
Yeah.
would you care to elaborate as to why?
Because today's topic, we're going to talk about who pays for the date.
Okay. Okay, but before we do that,
So it's time.
indeed. So it's to you.
To you guys,
And to us, of course.
of course.
Okay.
So, one of the things I like to start off with you as well, because I love to hear your animated opinion. One of the things I like to know,
Okay.
what is your idea of an ideal date? Hey, Lynette,
Hey.
we're echoing? That's weird. We really shouldn't be echoing.
Alrighty then. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead on as we're talking about this. What is your idea of an ideal date?
I never thought about it, what an ideal date is.
What is an ideal date to you?
All right. Of course, you're asking out someone that you like, or you like to get with, or something.
Right.
You'll go out and do whatever activities that hopefully
Hey,
both of
William.
you will enjoy, and then it will end nice, well ending, and there's your date.
Okay. So, what is your idea of a first date? Hey, Andrew.
What's up? What's up, man? What?
What is your idea of a first date? What?
I just said that.
Oh, okay. He said that. Now, let me ask you a question.
What?
His animated opinion. Okay. So, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Why do you go on the first date?
Traditionally, that's to get to know the person.
Okay, to get to know a person. Okay. So an ideal date for me, it doesn't necessarily mean where we're going. It doesn't have to be a fancy restaurant, but it can't be McDonald's either. Don't take me there.
Yeah.
Okay? But, however, an ideal date is getting, like you said, spending time with that person and getting to know who they are. Now, in saying all of that, everything is well and good. Now, don't you think before the first date, you would actually have a few conversations with that person?
Yes.
Okay, so
In some, yeah.
you were going to say in some cases?
I've heard of individuals just seeing someone for the first time, saying they're in the office. They don't really know each other, may have seen each other, and that person will ask the girl for a date. You understand what I'm saying? To get to know her, because that's just the way it is.
I don't know. You might be a psycho trafficker.
I agree.
I'm not.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, it's
So-
go on.
The question, the big debate: who pays for the date?
Okay. Now I'm gonna give you your animated response. All right, let's say 20 years ago, at least 20 years ago, was the end of a time when, I don't know if this falls under the category of chivalry or whatever. Men were men. Men were supposed to be the whole idea. No,
Men are men.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was like men took care of everything in terms of the finances. The men went out, they hunt, they killed. Men were sitting in the house, they took care of all the bills. They paid everything. On a date, it was that. But then and I have to say closer to 30 years ago, something changed. And what changed? Women started making a serious push in terms of the economy. Women started making gobs of money above men. And right on the heels of that came, I don't need no man. You don't need no man. You don't need no man. I can do whatever I can do by myself, blah, 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 blah. Positions changed real quick. So while at that time, I wouldn't have thought twice, I want to go out with you. The very fact that I want to go out with you, I'm going to do all of this, and that. Today, first date, I say go Dutch.
You're paying for my date.
Wait. If you know your role, I can handle that. And then, truth be told, because we would have had these conversations before we actually went on this date, I would have already known this. But generally speaking, I say go Dutch. Because if it turns out, nah. No.
You punk ass.
Okay, I'll be that.
First of all, I want to say, William is saying, him being the gentleman and a good Samaritan he is, he would probably pick up the tab. I don't know what probably means. Either you're going to pick the damn tab up or you're not. But okay, he's going to probably pick up the tab.
First of all, I was raised a particular way, so normally I would have.
You're doing a great job then. So you got him on your side, so you know what that means.
What is that?
You listen. Listen.
You know what? No, you're not going to do that.
I am so sick of the men
What?
feeling like they should no longer have to do their jobs because we as women have decided to step our game up a little.
Hold
it doesn't
up.
mean you don't step down your game.
Wait. It wasn't a matter of women stepping up their game.
Sure
that wasn't
it
the
is.
issue. No, it's
Sound
not.
like you're part of the
Could you please let me finish?
Dana Women's Hater Club. Go ahead.
Rosanna Dana.
Well,
Okay, that was her name.
I know her
now
name
let
is.
me
I wasn't
speak.
trying to pull her name out. Go ahead.
Let me finish. Damn, what was I saying? I hate when you do that.
Because your point wasn't valid.
No, it is valid.
If it
what
was
you just saying?
valid,
What was
if
you
it
just
was
saying?
valid,
What was you just saying?
it. I said that men who feel like a woman that a first date they should go Dutch, that they're cheap men.
Oh, that's what it was. Stepping up, just because women step up their game, no, I said individuals still in having their place. Nah, you're not hearing me. There's a mentality that I'm speaking of. Women challenging a man's position takes that up. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait. You, and you're going, this is where your eyes are crossing all over the place. You know your role. And you stayed in your role. And that's all there is to it. And I have had no problem because I am a man. Plain and simple. You play me to the contrary of that. You just stepped into another
Why would
field.
there be a date if they're playing you to the contrary, period? Why would there be a first date? You've already had that first discussion.
No, you're right.
If you had the first discussion talking about we're going to go Dutch, I'm going to say, okay. But you'll be eating by yourself because I won't even be there. I'll be with the guy that's going to pay my way.
Why?
Why? Because he's presenting himself to be the gentleman, to be the person who still has some chivalry, and he's going to pull that seat out. Even though I could pull out my own damn chair, he's going to pull my chair out for me. Even though I can open my own damn door, he's going to open my door for me. So even though I can pay the tab, he is going to pay the tab. Because that is what a man should be doing for that woman he gets to know. So God says, step up your game and pay your own way on the first date.
Wait.
Consider the source.
Wait.
And he said, free food.
Thank you.
You're damn right.
Excuse me. Thank you for the praise. I do appreciate that. Okay? I was raised right. But one, I am talking, when I'm speaking of, see, amongst us in our generation, this is really a no-brainer because this really isn't even a conversation because for us, it would be our norm. But today, if I was 25 years younger and I was out here right now, with what I'm observing, no, we going Dutch. I ain't even having it.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you are going to, you and I would never have gotten together.
In today's world?
Yeah, you've got to show your first step is your great impression. Like you go on an interview at a job, you put your best foot forward.
Of course you do.
If your best foot forward is, I'm not going to pay for the date, we go Dutch, then you need to be with a woman that's going to be with that.
I get that.
I bet you she look at you funny.
Yo, and you know what? And you're probably right. But see, that is the problem. Because what has happened? How should I say this? Nobody, it's not the way we knew it. Not now. It's different.
Okay.
It's different.
I do want to read some comments. I want to talk. Remember that you want to know it's different. You're saying it's different, so I do want you to elaborate on that. But just give me a second.
Read.
So God said, "Oh, that's so. Leave it to Beaver, Drell. whatever, Beaver." And then William says, "Well, it's usually the man who asks the woman out. So whoever is the one to invite usually pays. It's just traditional." I do agree with that as well.
I agree with that.
So God said that was applied to our raising was good for that time. Things change. I just think y'all just meet gutter people, and that's why you feel the way you do. If you're the first thing that's out your mouth, the first thing that comes out your mouth is,
gutter people.
I would like to take you out.
Gutter people.
We didn't do the Dutch thing.
We didn't have to.
We didn't do the Dutch thing.
No, we sure
Okay,
didn't.
so it doesn't even apply to you. If you feel like, here's the thing. I feel like if you were entertaining a woman, the first thing you should do is have a conversation over the phone, hear what her mindset is, talk to her and everything like that. You'll know if you like her over the telephone.
Yeah.
And then when you have that first date, pay for the damn date. Because if you didn't like her, there wouldn't have been a first date.
You know what?
Too many men chasing big butts and a smile and then not even trying to find out the content behind it. But then when they do, they find out by the time the first date comes, oh, now I don't want to pay for the date. Now she going to pay her own way.
Well.
So God said, you ladies want to be emancipated sometimes. What?
Yeah, I get it. I get it, man.
Well, explain what he's saying.
The whole women have a tendency to jump and use the whole thing about I'm a woman. I don't have to, as a woman. They play both sides of the fence when it suits them.
So do men.
Men only have one side of a fence. What are you
they
talking
don't.
about?
No, they don't.
What are you talking
Finish
about?
what you're saying. I don't want you to accuse me.
No.
Okay.
I'm too curious.
Well,
please.
men have two sides of the fence. I'm going off subject, ladies and gentlemen. Men want to be the man of the house and bang your chest and all of that other kind of stuff. The minute they get sick, what do they act like? Babies. So they want to play both sides of the fence. Continue
You know
your
what?
story.
Wait.
Story.
That was the stupidest example.
No, it wasn't. Continue your story.
No, because
you
we're
said
talking
we want to play both sides of the fence. Sometimes you guys want to be the man, and sometimes y'all want to be the child. And you want, oh, I'm sick. Ooh, I'm so sick. Oh, please come take care of me.
No. Wait a minute. Even if that is true, the vast majority of the time, how often are you sick? You out there taking care of business. So if you decide to get sick and I'm taking care of you, yeah, it's your turn. There ain't no other side of the fence. That's only right.
No, of course you take care of the person who's sick. I'm talking
What
about
I'm saying.
I'm talking about the whining behind it.
What whining?
Did you just say what whining as you're whining? Did you just really do that?
No.
Please
That's just.
elaborate your point. We want to play both sides of the fence. That's what you said.
And you do. Sometimes you want to play on women's rights, and there's other times, no, but I'm a woman.
So you don't think
You don't know.
have
I'm going
rights?
to give you. I said you play both sides of the fence. A perfect example, not one that is not funny to me at all, is when the whole taking this thing too far. A female would jump in a man's face, and she coming at him, right or wrong or indifference. This is still a man. He get enough of that bullshit, and he haul off and knock the shit out of her. Now, I'm a female again. You hit me. Why? See,
Okay,
that's
I
playing
gotta
both
agree
sides
with
of
you
the
on
fence. Look, let
I
me tell
agree
you
with you on
something.
that.
If I punch you in your eye in 2 weeks, listen. If I punch you in your eye in 2 weeks, your eye will be healed. The shit that can come out of your mouths can damage for eternity.
Well, then don't.
So
don't do things that'll make us do it. I'm kidding.
No, while it's to
I'm
a
so
point
kidding.
you are absolute.
I'm
No,
so
you
kidding.
are right, but never to the point that you gonna sit up here and run up on some dude like as if you could kick his ass, and all you doing is popping mad
Well, not all
shit
women are like
and get
that.
no, but a lot of women are,
I don't know
especially
if
when
a
they
lot of
get
women are.
into their mad.
I don't know if a lot of women are.
Shit. We from the Bronx.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it too often.
And I've seen a lot of women not sit there and jump up in a man's face either.
I mean, look, you're right. It's not everyone.
It's not everyone.
No, but no. I use that as an example of playing both sides of the fence, and I don't want to go too far off topic.
Right, yeah.
All right, but that's an
That's a touchy
example,
one.
and it goes across the board. There are many times and instances this is used. So, and based on that, especially now, today, based on that, I'm like, no, I'm going Dutch. Okay? No, because I see it for what it is. If it was today, I would be Dutch. But I'm happily married, so I don't have to worry about such things. But
Right.
yo, if I were out there still, man,
Hey, Stephanie.
please, I ain't know. You won't see, because it's tantamount to now at the end of the
So-
day of being used.
So let me.
You were just shoot. You just got a free meal out of. You didn't really like this dude in the first place. You played him out. He said, "Let's go out to dinner. Let's." And then, right? No, I wouldn't be the one.
What are you,
I
what are
can't
you
be a
trying to
victim.
get out of the date?
Now, if I wanted to go on the date, I would like it. Even if things are not meant to be or work out between us, I would
Point
have
is,
liked
you
to
want
have
to
been.
enjoy each other's
Yes, and enjoy my time. Now, if I feel some kind of way about that, about this date that was supposed to be so, no.
company. You just find out that you're not compatible. You graciously pay the bill, and then you don't ever have to see her again.
Like I said, yes.
It's
but
an
it can all-
investment.
no, you not. So this is a possibility that I could lose my money. No.
Lose your money. You were
just said
you
it's
were going to lose
investment.
your money anyway because you were going out on this date. You were going to spend it anyway.
I wouldn't have spent this much. I could have spent it on me. I could have bought that new whatever I wanted instead of putting my time and money into this. No, like again,
See,
before it was, look, I could understand it. Now it's a new day. The mentality is different, man. Nah, because if I even get that notion,
You're
that
not
you-
even going to go out on a date.
No, it doesn't happen until you're on the date.
Oh,
The
because
attitude,
once
the
again,
mentality.
you men
no.
refuse to see the signs from the beginning on the phone calls, on the text. Well,
All
not on the
right,
text,
all
but
right,
on the
all right,
phone
all right.
calls
Well, then fine.
and other-
Men
and-
are stupid.
yes.
This is why
Well,
female
stop being
so
stupid.
many females can play a dude and take
Stop-
it from
and-
all these guys.
Then you know what? Then
all right?
stop being stupid. Vanya said.
No,
"Ben, don't
you
be
know
an
what? And
asshole."
you right. And
I
you
gotta
right.
skip over
I'm not
everyone.
gonna be. What do you say?
And Ben said, Vanya said, Ben, don't be an asshole.
Really?
There you
I'm I'm being an asshole?
Look, he's so devastated.
I am.
Listen.
Because I don't see the assiness in that.
Because the point I'm making is men have to understand that there are giveaways, and women, we all need to understand that there are giveaways on an idea on how a person is, he said still funny, LOL, how a person is going to be. They tell on themselves. For example, if you don't want to speak to that person at that moment, and let's say they keep calling you and calling you and calling you,
oh yeah,
and then they tell a lie to get you to call them, that's a sign.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
Facts.
That's a sign. That's giving you something that, well, you know what, I don't know if I want to have that first date.
Right.
Maybe the first date should be a week or two after speaking with them on the phone, so you dudes don't have to feel so damn cheap where you only want to, I don't want to pay for her half of the date.
Cheap.
It's cheap. So God said, Vanya said, still funny, LOL. William said, that's usually my department, being an asshole, I guess, and no, you're not. So God said, nobody wants to gamble on whether or not they're compatible.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to call you 3 times snitch.
Yo.
I'm just making a point.
No, nobody wants to gamble on that.
Right, but this is why it's so important when you meet that person that you're looking at that may have that big butt and a smile, or he's the guy with the curly hair, tall, dark, and handsome, that you want to sit there and listen to what they're saying.
Listen.
You want to see, give me one moment, babe. You want to be able to see how their relationships are with other people, with their children if they have any, with their parents if they have any, with their friends. You want to engage them. See, that's so confusing to you.
How are you going to see all that?
Well, you talk to them. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your family or whatever. They start the more you get to know that person, the more you get to know about them.
Because not in the beginning you going to know all that.
You are going to know.
Huh. At the date?
Texts and conversations can be misleading. Yes, Sir God, they can be misleading.
Yes.
But this is why you pay attention to their relationships with other people. For example, if somebody is always talking about their ex, yes, people do lie. But let's say, for example, people want to constantly talk about their ex and everything that their ex did wrong. For me personally, when I was in the dating scene, I wanted to know if they would admit to their responsibility on the breakup of that last relationship. So I'll ask things like, well, if you could do things differently, what would you do? But if he kept constantly saying, well, she did this and she did that, blah, 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 to me, he's a bitter man. I'm not going to want to deal with this guy.
Yo, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even want to talk about my last relationship. I'm trying to talk about you and us and what do we like and what do we have in common.
Right, but I want to know about your last relationship. I want to know what's your relationship with your mother. Do you like your mother? Do you argue sometimes? Do you love your mother? What's going on? I want to be able to get an idea, engage an idea, whether you're a mama's boy, whether you love your mother, but you will be able to put your woman first. These are things that I want to know. So those are the kind of questions, not just what do you like, what are the things you like to do, what are the things you like to eat, ooh, I like that too.
What am I?
I told you, you can't count you.
No, in terms of my relationship with my mother, what am I?
You were very loving towards your mother. You were very loving, nurturing, understanding. So I knew you would be that way with me. And the more I got a chance, and now at that point I wanted to know your mother even more because I wanted to make sure that she and I bonded. And I saw she and I had a lot in common. So I knew we would be fine. Because a man's first love is his mama. I'm just saying.
No, you're click. You're stupid.
We did, exactly. We clicked so well, it was almost scary. It was really scary.
Anyway, yeah.
So Sagad said talking about past relationships is a no-no. But see, that's why it's not a no-no.
This is the way I see it.
It's not a no-no. Who talks bad about their mother to strangers? No, they're not.
Well, nobody does.
Nobody
That's
does.
what no, but that's why you just
Yes,
came back with that.
He was a good son. Yes, Ben was a good son. No, who talks bad about their mothers to strangers is not what I'm looking for. No, I'm not going to sit there and say.
Who does that? I think that's strange anyway.
No. Somebody goes, oh, my mom pissed me off because she did blah, 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 blah. And I happen to call at that moment. Now I'm getting an idea of, oh, this is who you are.
Well, she pissed him off at the moment.
Right.
Because what does that mean?
What is his reaction to it? Is he going to be cursing his mother out? Is he going to be like, I can't stand her sometime, blah, 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 blah.
And he just might be there, but he doesn't change the fact that he loves her.
Doesn't change the fact that he loves her, but it gives that woman an idea of how he'll feel about her. Your mother is your first
love. And that's it. So what are you saying here? If he said, God, she gets on my nerves sometimes. Okay, what does that mean? That he loves her any less?
That's not bad, but if he's...
I don't understand what you're saying.
He's cursing her out and...
You mean actually cursing her out?
Not in front of you, not cursing her out, but cursing her out to you because he's so in his anger. He's so upset about what she did, whether it's trivial or not. It's how his reaction is to her that lets me know. Or if I say, oh, you have a child, what was the relationship like with your mother, with your child's mom and yourself? And if he starts going through a whole tirade, I said you and I don't count in that. Stop putting yourself in that. If he goes into a whole tirade about this woman that was his love, that he, or maybe not, that he has a child with, gives me an idea of what his insight is about women in general. So now I want to know a little more. Is this an incident? Because there are extenuating circumstances. For me, it's always, what is that relationship with the mother? And thanks, Vanya, he said I was wise.
And I wasn't going to repeat it.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's so many things. And of course, I'm speaking from a woman's point of view in getting to know a man. But men, these are the same things. How is her relationship with her children? How is her relationship with her family? What is her relationship with her father? Is her father in her life? What is her perspectives and ideals on a man? For example, one of the things you want to say is, if you're, what is it that you expect? What is it that you expect in a relationship? What can I bring to the table for you? What are some of the things that you're looking for? We need to have these out-and-out conversations. Yes, even before the first date. Because instead of guys sitting there talking about, I'm not paying for the date, maybe you should try to show more responsibility into finding out who that person is that you're going to take out. So you don't have to say, oh, well, I'm going to go Dutch with her. So God says, well, doesn't everyone get upset with family at times? Yes, they do. That's not what I'm saying. Hey, state your name and where you calling from.
How you doing? This is Flames, and I'm calling from an undisclosed location at the moment.
Okay, Flames. You figured out the right number, huh?
Absolutely. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Man.
You do have to speak up.
I'm sorry. I'm doing good. I don't know. I just called them to talk about the original topic because it seemed like it kind of switched up a little bit. Who pays for the first date? I guess it really kind of depends on who the date is for, because traditionally, while I was feeling what you were saying earlier, Angel, about, you want a man to basically treat you like you special on your first date.
Yes,
That
every
means the
day.
date is for you. But you have to keep in mind the psychology that goes behind that, the date being for you. So if the date's for you, then yeah, it would be nice if I paid, if I'm taking you on the date because the date is for you. That's my way of trying to impress upon you. I want to get to know you, so I'm going to try to do something nice. It would be very corny for me to kind of take you out and then get there and be like, yeah, this is not going so good. You got half? Yeah, the Dutch thing. You know what I'm saying? It would be kind of crazy. However, because, the roles, not even the roles, but the ideal of men and women have changed so dramatically from the whole concept of dates, because we learned about dates from TV.
Yes.
I don't know many parents where I'm from that was going out on dates, but we saw them on TV. And TV kind of made you feel like it was a man's responsibility to take out the female. Mm-hmm. That might not have really been true. Because, I mean, think about it today. How many women take men out to get a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, let me take you out to get a sandwich. That's the female making a date about the man. So, naturally, if it's her idea and her plan, then why not pay for it? That's not to say that there couldn't be a conversation. You know, we might share the bill, but me, you know, you basically telling me, like, oh, I got my own money, and I could pull out my own chair, but I want you to pull my chair out, and I want you to pay?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
What?
what I'm saying is, like, I'm repeating your example. You know, you said you could pull out your own chair and you could pay your own meal. Granted, because the date is about making you feel special. What I'm saying is, if you want to know who should pay, I guess is, like I said, decide who's the date for. Like, let's put it this way. If it was your idea to take me out on a date, I don't want to pay for your idea.
Oh, well,
It
yes,
just
I
kinda
agree with
steals
that.
the whole-
I never have the idea of taking someone out on a date. I expect them to take me. But go ahead.
Listen, I guess what I'm saying is you expect them to take you, but let's say you're the one that really wants the date. And
If he doesn't ask, I'll move on.
You would move on because I didn't take you out on a date?
Yes.
That's not very 90s. That's not very living single of you.
Yes, it is.
I see
It's
for
not
all
living
of us.
That's
that
living single.
if you want it, what you need to do is invite me for a cup of coffee. If that cup of coffee may cost you a little less than $2, you may find everything you want to know about me.
I don't
And
chase
tonight,
men.
I might be taking you to whatever. You said you don't drink coffee? I know you didn't say that.
No, I said I
I'm
don't
sorry.
chase men.
Oh, all right, well, I don't know.
You guys are the
With that said,
chasers.
But see,
That's just my
but
personal
that's
thing.
my point.
Yeah, bro.
You play your position. You play
Pay your admission?
your position. She,
Yes.
what? No, everything that
Right, it is by
saying,
tradition. It
Right,
is by
she
tradition.
plays her position. Look, I'm a female. Men come to me. It is not my place to go chasing a man. Men
Yes.
chase women. I get it. She's keeping that's the traditional role. At the end of the day, it is.
I mean, yeah, but
Today is different.
I guess
Your
what
point
I'm
is
saying
valid.
is,
It's
who's
today.
tradition?
It's different.
Because I guess what I'm saying is, like, hear me out. If you grew up on a planet, right, like there was reverse of this, where in that planet, the women is chasing the dudes and the women take men out
Yeah.
on dates. I mean, if you really think about that,
Yes.
who's right and who's wrong? The traditions that you're referring to do not belong to us. They were given to us. We kept them going, and then we passed them along, i.e. the topic today. So simple that, you know, I want a man to do this for me because this is how I was taught men should be. In spite of the reality that most men that you've ever seen do not behave this way.
What?
Most men do not behave this way. I don't care what you say.
Say that to
Most
my
men do not
teens.
behave that way. Most men do not behave that way. They front like they do, if they can, but we really don't behave that way because if you think in 2019, going into 2020, that men want to get in relationships where it's just about the female feeling special, wrong answer.
Yeah.
And it's even as simple as a
He's
date.
not right.
Yes, he is.
Even as simple as a date. Even as simple as a date, because again, the date is designed to make you feel special. Because if I don't open up your door and I don't pull out your seat and I don't pay, if I'm not carrying this, then I'm not a man. So before you even came to the date, before you even came to me, you already came with your preset notions on how a man is supposed to behave.
I know. I came with my
2019.
If now
That
see,
may be a terrible.
I may say Flame. I will say we all have preconceived ideas on what a date should be, and that's very important because if that person does exactly the same thing, you know you guys kind of click. Now, if I'm the type of person and I'm telling you on our phone conversations that I like my chair to be pulled out for me, I like the door to be open for me, and even though you're paying the date, if you're going to turn around, if you and I are you're driving me somewhere, and you get out the car, I'm going to sit in that car until you open that door for me. And if you don't, it'll be a reminder like, oh, she likes the door open for her. I'm putting that in my check pad if I'm even going to have a second date with you. Because I don't want you to pretend to be something you're not. But I know what I like.
What is the true definition of a date at this point?
Getting to know
What does
someone.
that really mean?
Getting to know someone and seeing if you two can take it a step further to another relationship. Not all dates work, and they're not supposed to. But it's the art of finding out and what you find out.
Well, let me ask you this thing. In the art of new technology, if I was to hit you on your DM, right, and you was to respond, and we did this for about an hour, does that constitute a date?
No.
Because technically we just hit all the requirements that you said. If we're talking and we're getting to know each other, especially if we can video chat. No, this is not a date. Then what is the definition of a date?
A date is going out and getting to know one another.
Okay, so wait a minute. So it's not really the getting to know part that's so important. It's the going out part.
It's the going out and getting to know each other. That's a date.
Right. Okay. So if I said,
well,
I got a great
not
idea.
necessarily.
I got a blanket. Could we go sit down in the park and have a picnic? Does that constitute a date?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Well, then, it sounds like we got the answer. We don't have to spend money. Let's just get creative and take the women wherever we think they want us to go. And they can't tell us no because it's our idea. And we're doing it to make them feel special.
Yes.
So if you see a female you like, you want to take on a date, and money is an issue for you, and you want her to know that you don't mind paying, but you're not going to be the man just paying just because she's a female, take her to the most known spot that every date should be on. What's that coffee shop? What's that coffee shop?
Starbucks?
There you go. That's the number one date spot. Starbucks.
Okay.
Now we can't nobody complain.
As much as I love this, I do have to end the call. But thank you so much. I definitely appreciate your input on that, Flame.
Yes, ma'am.
See you later.
But man, I love you, man. I'm glad you married. Your date is over, man.
Peace.
Wow. Yo.
So God said, great
He
one,
said,
Doug,
bud.
but that was Flame. Stephanie said, what Stone Age are these guys from? So God said, does Ben open the car door for you? And if not, do you complain? Okay, so Ben does open the doors for me. Yes, he absolutely does. My husband is the perfect gentleman for me. So yes, he does open doors for me. Not always the car door, but it doesn't matter. We're going out and we're going through this threshold of our home. He's always the one with the key, and he opens that door and lets me into that threshold. My husband is every bit of man that I love and that he wants and that he is. That's who he is. He's not pretending. So, yes, I'm extremely happy. I know you said car door. He has opened the car door for me as well. You just heard me. Yes, he has. So if he doesn't do it one time, that's not a complaint for me. That is not an issue because that's who he is. Now, I want to embark on something that Cheap Flame said. He
Wow,
said,
you heard that, Flame, right? You cheat. You heard it, right? Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
man,
At the end of the day, the whole thing about a date, especially in my idea of being traditional, is that the man is putting his best foot forward to impress upon this woman of what he has to bring to the table. So if he wants to make the first date, hey, you know what? Because he doesn't want to do Dutch, which I am totally against, as you guys all know. And he says, you know what? We're going to have an outdoor picnic. I'm going to go and, Vanya said, Ben the man. And I'm going to go and get this nice spread for us. Flame laugh. And I'm going to get this nice spread for us. And we're going to go out on a picnic, and I want to get to know you and sit down and talk. I think that's beautiful, and I think it's romantic. I think that's a very beautiful thing.
Indeed.
Just don't let the woman know you're broke, because that's kind of like a fallback. So you don't want to ever say, I don't have the money. And not so much
Well,
that
wait a minute. Well,
it's
why
not
would
so
that
much.
come up? I'm taking you out on a date.
Well, he
I'm
just
sorry, I
because
don't
I'm
have
making
no
a point
money.
on what Flame said.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry I don't have no money.
That's
There's
what I'm
not
saying.
going to be a date.
I'm saying, but I'm
No,
saying it's not
you're
like
putting-
he's saying that.
Oh, okay.
That's
Whoa.
what I'm saying.
'Cause
Look,
'cause
I want to take you out on a date. That money issue should never have come up. I'm taking you on a date. I'm bringing you to a picnic. We're going to have a picnic. I got some blankets. I got some food. We're going to sit out here. I got some wine. We're going to spread this blanket. We're going to sit out there and we're going to do us.
Yes.
All right, and that's it.
And I think that's absolutely
It
beautiful.
got nothing to do with, yo, baby.
So you guys
I ain't
are
got
sitting
2
there-
cents to rub together, and I'm
know,
going to take you out on a picnic and steak. Who going to do? You're right. You done shot yourself in the ass.
In saying that, there was a video on social media where a guy was taking a woman out on a date, and he had a tub, an ice cream tub with spaghetti inside there. And no, but I still think that was very romantic. Does it matter? Why does it matter that he had the spaghetti in a bucket?
Listen.
I hope it was heated.
That's one. 2.
I like spaghetti.
Wait. Stop, wait. First of all, you just made a point of saying, don't say you have no money.
But that doesn't mean.
Stop, no, because that's the same thing. Don't give signs of having no money either. That's just like the dude, let's go on a date. She all excited, and he pulled up in front of our house, and fenders and tires are falling off the car.
Right, it's still about putting your best foot forward.
Exactly.
But so what does he cover
come
it up?
on.
If that's what he has, if that's what he uses as Tupperware, that doesn't sound.
No, you're supposed to go to the no. He's sad. Cause you had a neighbor or somebody you could have at least look uniform. You ain't had to bring this ice cream bucket.
I don't know.
No. If you trying to put your best foot forward, then you can't half-ass
So
that.
let me ask you something. Now that you're saying that, putting your best foot forward. Wait, let me read Andrew's comment. He said, I think you misunderstood my point. And Mama, a date is designed to make a female special, and therefore I am definitely paying. Thank you.
No.
I love that
Wait a minute,
picnic idea.
no. See, no, he was responding to that cheap.
I know.
Yo, she was messing
I was
with
just
you,
messing
man.
with you.
Yo, she was.
But that's why I turned around and said, no, I think that's romantic and it's very beautiful. So God wants to hear from the woman that said, what are these, where these men come from?
Oh, yeah. Where is she? I heard that one too.
What Stone Age are these
Yeah,
guys
it was
from?
Stone
That
Age.
was
All right,
Stephanie.
Steph, speak.
Yes,
Stone
girl.
Age. Where's the Stone
the
Age?
thing is that
Wait a minute. Well, from Stone Age, and it is traditional because the men was still fending for the woman, and it was all on the man.
But see, here's the thing. You're saying today's woman this, that, and the other.
Yes.
My thing is this. If we as women were not settling for the half-ass shit that some of these men do,
No, yeah.
then
All right, go on.
men would be forced to step up their game and do what they have to do.
Facts.
I did not deal with men who wanted to go Dutch. That wasn't that. If you did, it made me look at you kind of funny.
Have you ever encountered that?
That wanted to go Dutch. No, my issue.
Like I said, it's a generational
My issue
thing.
was
It is.
more of men not opening the door for me and pulling my chair out for me, or even facing the front of the restaurant where my back was to the restaurant.
Right.
My back was to the door and
Certain
his front was to the
fundamentals.
door.
Yeah.
That was more of my issue. So that was what I watched on the date to see if there would be a second date. And no disrespect to the men that didn't do it. It's just that it gave me an idea, like, this guy isn't into what I'm into. So I would move on.
It is true.
He said so God said women want to be treated traditionally, but won't behave traditionally.
Now, see, no, and I was
But that's
getting
what
ready to
women
speak on
means.
that. No, he's not wrong. That's exactly what I was getting ready to address. your points.
Are you telling these women? Are you telling these women what are the things that you like? No. You're not telling these women some of the things that you like. Yes, people are going to put their best foot forward. And if you tell, I believe in full disclosure in the beginning. This is what I'm looking for. This is my idea of a good man.
I'm going to tell you
this
something.
This is my idea of a good woman.
Hold it.
What?
Hold it. I got to stop you. You know something? The reason I disagree with what you just said is simply, I've done this, and this is why I know better. I've met individuals I will never this, I'll never that, I'll never this. Depending on the circumstances and the person, all of that crap goes out the window, because not only will you do it, you'll do it lovingly and happily. So, but you need time to know that. So,
hey, state your name and where you calling from. Sorry.
Hello, this is Sagad.
Hey.
Calling from New Jersey. Now, traditionally, things have changed all the way around the board. We have evolved. We do not do what we used to do. As far as that first date, well, you know, because you already spilled the little beans, but I've been going back and forth with some young lady, and I told you what I would do. Like, where we go, I hope she got some money. Because although we've been chopping it up and having conversations, that's great. But if we agree to go out and eat somewhere, we have agreed on it. I never said I'm going to take her out anywhere. I didn't say I'm taking you out. I asked, would you like to go out? That means, like, if I had to do with you, Ben, you want to go to McDonald's or whatever? I'm asking him. I'm not going to pay his way. He knows that he's got to pay his way. Bottom line. And unless we have a relationship like that, where we've been together for a minute, okay, now I'm going to pay her way, she's going to pay my way. When we establish that type of relationship from the beginning, no, it's not going to happen like that. Like I said, traditionally, it's out the future window. You wouldn't want traditional treatment, but yet you want to curse me out, you want to backtalk me, you want to do all these grown-up things, if you will. Because actually, I say grown-up because back in the Elizabethan age, the women behaved a certain way. Nowadays, things have changed. Women aren't the only ones cooking dinner and doing the dishes. Men do those things too now. So at the same point, women can get home with. It's not a problem. I don't know why it's so hard. These ladies hollering independence all the time. So as we're having a date, just imagine if a woman pays the date and then she's not feeling something that I said while we were eating, or the way that I was eating. She didn't like something. She was turned off. Is she gonna want to pay for that? I doubt it. If we just sat at the table and argue, she don't want to sit there and have to pay for that meal and feed this ignorant ass dude. So why should I have to do that? Because I'm a man? That's foolish. That's foolish. The people that think that way are the ones in the Stone Age that need to wake up and move on. Later.
Later. Thank you.
Peace.
So another cheapo.
Well,
not
screw
another.
face.
A cheapo.
What is wrong?
My face is screwed up because, and no disrespect to you, Sir God. Honestly, I was playing around with cheapo and all of that. But it's disgusting. From the perspective of, it's like, if you feel that bad and feel that way about it, then why go out at all? I'm not going to spend no money on her. We arguing all that other kind of stuff. Why are you taking her out in the first place?
No, you should not be. Hold it.
Why are you taking somebody out that you argue with in the first place?
Wait a minute. We way off topic with you going there. The whole point was you're going on a date. That first date. Who should pay?
The man.
No, wait. The point that you just made, speaking on arguing on that, nobody's going on a date you fighting. That's not going to happen. That's not what happens. But in the course of the date, all right, I think I can simplify this. Let me give you a scenario.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Female, they go out on a date. the dude is going to pay because that is the way dates are done. She is talking reckless out her mouth, almost to the, you know what? It is almost the same thing. The same female, the same mentality that a female has to jump in a man's face and start talking a bunch of crap because in her head and in her mind, this society teaches that men do not put their hands on women, so on and so forth. And so she should be able to just be this way and he's going to take it.
Well,
Wait. That same mentality now on a date. She's popping junk or talking reckless. Now, not
To
in
the
his
man
face,
himself.
to the man while he's sitting up here on this date that he took her out. Now, he got no impression of this during the build-up to this date. They are now out on the date. They're there. They're in the restaurant. Their food is coming. They may even been served. And now you just...
So then
Yo.
what you do in that instance is you turn to, there's one or two things. You could get up and go to the bathroom
And leave.
and leave. Or the other thing that you could do is when you go wave to the waiter and you say, "Can I have the check, please?" It'll be separate bills.
Yeah.
And then you handle it that way.
I think
And
that
then you
one
tell-
I think is the best
And then you
one.
can say to the woman, "You have yourself a good night. You pay your portion of the bill,
And be out.
and then you leave."
Yeah.
You don't have to
I
sit
think
there.
that one
I'm
is
going
cool.
Dutch. I'm going Dutch.
No,
I'm not gonna pay her
way.
way.
No.
She might argue me down. I'm not gonna pay her way.
No. No.
You
I
guys
can't
are
go out
already
based on
going
that.
into.
I can't go out based on
But
that.
according to the last call, that's one of the things that you are going in it expecting that it's going to be a bad date.
Nah.
Here
Nah,
we go.
Nah. I'm not, no.
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah, this is Flame once again for
Yeah, brother.
the undisclosed location.
Hey,
Hold
Flame.
on. I apologize. My microphone must be terrible. I apologize. If I gave you and all of your audiences the idea that Flame does not pay for first date.
No.
Yeah, I paid
We
for the first
understood.
date.
I
But it has
was
nothing to do.
Flame.
It has nothing to do with yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's me.
No, Flame, I have to say this. I was honestly joking with you. That's why I turned
No,
around and
no,
said
that-
that I thought the
Now, listen, no, I knew you were joking, but your joke speaks reality of the mind of many women, especially Mrs. Fleming. With that said, let me say this. The reason why I had asked you, what is the date for, is because before we start talking about who's digging their pockets, we need to know who's the pocket being dug in for. Again, if the date is for you, if this is an understanding that we're going out so I can impress upon you how much I want you, then for me personally, money's not really an option. We're going to do this the best way I can to make sure you get that understanding. You had a good time. If that's a traditional date, then so
Yes.
be it. But going back to what the girl was saying, because with all due respect, a lot of women out here with a lot of different opinions. Facebook is a good invention. I think before we go out, we should talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, who's paying? Do you mind paying? Do you mind? I mean, if that's really that important about the first day, I'm not going to lie. To me, that would be a big turn on. If I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out. My plan on taking you out, so you got to worry about what's going on. I want you to enjoy yourself. With the hopes that maybe I need you to understand that after this date, I like to be taken out. So I like ice cream. So we happen to go to the ice cream parlor. I don't never want to say because you put together. I have to have a couple extra dollars in my pocket because we might argue during this ice cream eating thing. Listen, we go on a date. I don't like you. We argue. I'm paying. I'm gonna see you later. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I agree with you.
Yo, you there?
No doubt. Well,
Oh.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so
But
much.
that's just a personal opinion. Everybody doesn't feel like that because dates are not really what people think they are. Like, that's how I ask, what is a date? If a date is just us getting together to spend time with each other, I don't know how money even came up.
Right.
But
Okay.
if money is an option, if that is an option, then it's kind of like you already spent, somebody's money got spent, and that's a foregone conclusion before we even picked each other up. That's deep. That's something that should be looked about, lady. Because if you make all this money, this is just my idea. If I had $100,000 and you had $100,000, we should put the $100,000 together and have a $200,000 date instead of a $100,000 date. That's just the mentality. Bring forth what you want me to bring forth. You want me to impress you? I hope you're sitting there looking pretty to try to impress me. I hope you're not just sitting there thinking you're going to eat this shrimp steak and lobster. Then you're going to tell me later if I qualify for a part two. Ooh, that's nasty. Love you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Flames.
All right, brother. Peace.
Let me read some comments. Vanya said, Andrell, what would be the appropriate meal for you? I like Italian food, and I also like steak. So that would be an ideal for me. For a perfect date for me would be really getting to know that person I'm with and their ideals, their things that they're into and things like that. So that's an ideal date for me. It really isn't about money, but when you start talking about going Dutch, I am looking at you funny because for the long term, I'm thinking there might be a financial issue there. That's just my opinion. So God said, I don't want to surprise her and she ends up doing dishes in the back.
Yo, check this out. Wait, no.
Say what go ahead. Say what you're going to say and I'll say what I got to say.
Yo, look. Yo, personally, if it were to go down like the way, because I know you responded to that scenario that I created, I would love it. I would love it no end. I really would.
So now that you would love it, let me burst your bubble. Women always have something that we call mad money.
Yep.
So in case the date doesn't go right, we can get mad and take our asses home.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly aware of that. Hell, I have a sister. Okay.
So there is such a thing as mad money. Vanya, I could do pizza and I could do spaghetti. So either way, it works out. Hey, state your name.
Yeah, hello. This is me, Marlon. Joel, it seems like you're the type of woman, well, a lot of women are like you. It seems like they want a man to jump through hoops. And rather than what they spend on a date and how they treat them on a date, they just want to be glorified and catered to so they can go back and tell their girlfriends how extravagant the date was. And I think that's wrong because a man doesn't require a woman to jump through hoops. I mean, if you want to consider it a hoop, if she busts it open for him, that's the only requirement that he wants. And it's definitely terrible that it's that way.
No, wait.
And this 2019, I mean, come on, we have to move on from that. That the traditional stuff we're talking about is played out.
Wait,
if I decide that I wanted to take two lawn chairs and sit them up on the project roof and drink a goddamn beer, that would be considered a nice date.
For you.
Anytime that we can get together and conversate is a date.
Let me
It
get
doesn't have to
something.
be,
Let me get something really clear to you. Let me make something really clear to you. I don't have to have a good date to go run and brag about my friends about how good a man is to me. I expect to be treated with the utmost respect and love and tradition and everything when I go out, and in return, I do the same in kind. So I don't have to brag off to my friends. This is exactly who I am.
You can have a really good date into your own damn way. It's really not a cheap thing because broke women go out on dates all the time because a man is paying her way. Broke men don't usually get to go on dates.
Yo, wait. Hold on. I got something to say on this one, too. Listen. I have heard, because as it was, most of my friends were women. Mm-hmm. And I have listened to some of the foulest crap concerning dates. They use these brothers up. Okay?
Yep.
Now, I know what I'm speaking of. I mean, they were telling me.
Okay, and there are men who use women up that will sit there and do the same thing just so they can get a piece of ass.
Wait a minute. We're talking
Don't
about a date.
You gotta
You're talking about a
pay
position.
later.
See, you can't do that. Your whole point was at the end of the day that a man is supposed to, this is his role. And while I don't disagree with you on that, I'm saying that whole attitude is changing because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at females do this. I'm looking at the dude, he ain't did nothing wrong. She's like, yeah, he all right, but yo, free meal is a free meal. Yo, I'm not going to be a Vic like that. And you know what may also
So
be
you
the
heard
problem?
these women say that. Did you go out with any of these women?
Wait a minute, no, that is the point. Yo, the girls' club is, please.
So you base it
Girls'
just
club is
because
universal,
there are
man.
few women
Please.
that act that way. That means that all women feel that way.
You don't know.
Why did you take me out? Did you think I was thinking there's a free meal?
Let's get something understood. You and I, we are different because in the circumstances, we had no choice but to get to know each other. So I never had a problem with you, ever.
But I could have been running to my friends telling them, oh, you know what this guy did for me? Blah,
Lies.
blah, blah, blah.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could have.
No, you couldn't.
How do you know I did?
You didn't.
How do you know?
Because I know you. So, the point is valid. Again, what I saw out there was still indicative of so many women. And it's not all women. It's just like to say all men are this or all women are that. No group is all that.
Right.
So, but there are certain things that go across the board. And just like I'm pushing now, everybody, see, this is maybe the only place is that it's always somebody else until it's you. This is the one place men are looking at.
They should be looking.
No, I'm at that particular point. So the very fact that all of us have this same idea that are speaking up here, the only one who didn't actually go that way was Vanya. But the point is,
Neither did Flame.
yes, he did.
He said he's going to take the woman out.
No,
He's
he
going to do
is,
it.
but it doesn't change the fact that he is quite aware
First
of
of
the
all,
point.
okay, so let's go. See, I got to close out the show, but before I close it out, let me say this though. Look at you looking all over the place.
Shut up. Pain in
The point I'm trying to say is, you know if you're out on a date with a woman, whether she thinks it's a free meal or not. She's not being attentive to you. She's listening to you, and she's like,
You know, that's
tell
what
me
it
more
is.
about my eyes.
Yeah.
Tell me more about my dress.
Tell
You
me
think I
more
look
about
fat in
my
this?
eyes.
Tell
Yeah.
me, blah, 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 blah. And then she's ordering the most expensive thing on the
the
menu
menu.
just because she can. You know. So stop acting like, and you know there will be a second date. There won't be a second date. Pay attention to the signs. At the end of the day, I got to close out. I do want to say this. Ladies, men, and other. I always wanted to say that. At the end of the day, treat people the way you expect to be treated. And be kind to everybody. And if you're not feeling a person, say you're not feeling them. Be honest. Don't be cheap. Enjoy yourself and have a good time. On that note, I'm going to close out. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Yeah, have a beautiful weekend. I was gonna say, and a
What?
happy holiday.
Yeah. Peace, all.
Peace. See you later. Bye.